Hello, and thank you for the opportunity to present our concept for the Digitizing Utilities Prize Round 3. We are Team Utility Digital Resilience, led by the Great Modernization Initiative at the Colorado State University in collaboration with Excel Energy, the University of Utah, Sperry, and Energy Quotient. Our proposed solution is called Clarity, which stands for Coordinated Long-Term Analytics for Resilient Transmission and Distribution Systems. So Clarity is a planning-oriented digital analytics framework designed to help the utilities to better evaluate long-term grid resilience under extreme weather events and under the various system conditions. Our goal is to integrate the utility planning data, external weather and geospatial data, and coordinated transmission and distribution analytics into planning-ready insights to support the vulnerability identification, quantitative resilience metrics, and long-term investment decisions. So next, I will briefly describe the planning challenge we are addressing and why utilities need better digital tools for the resilience planning. This slide summarizes the planning challenge that motivates Clarity. So utilities are facing increasing challenges from extreme weather, including the heat wave, severe wind, and major storms. At the same time, the long-term capacity planning is becoming more complex under uncertainty. So transmission and distribution systems are also often not evaluated together. So the utilities need better ways to identify the vulnerabilities and prioritize the resilience investment. The figure on the right presents this challenge visually. On the left are the main drivers, including extreme weather, large load growth, system uncertainty, and grid planning complexity. In the middle, Clarity serves as the synthesis tool combining large data integration, spatial temporal analysis, transmission and distribution coordination, and decision support. On the right are the planning-ready insights we're trying to generate, including vulnerability risk mapping, scenario comparison, and resilience-aware priorities. And together, these slides show that the same central point, which is utilities, need better quantitative tools to convert planning complexity into a coordinated and actionable resilience decision. And in the next slide, I will show how the Clarity framework is structured to do exactly that. While this slide brings together the major technical idea behind the Clarity and the way we would implement it in practice. Here, on the top left, these bullet points summarize what Clarity is designed to do. It integrates utility planning data with weather, geospatial, and other external data sets. It also evaluates long-term vulnerability across the transmission and distribution systems. It also supports coordinated planning, resilience metrics, and investment prioritization. And it introduces a planning-ready decision support for the utilities. Now, this figure on the lower left, this is the Clarity Analytics framework itself. From the input perspective, we start with three major categories of the information, including utility planning, asset and infrastructure data, extreme weather, geospatial and external data, and transmission and distribution models. So these inputs move into the central framework, which has four coordinated layers. The first layer is the data integration, and this is where we bring the different data sets together into a consistent format for analysis. The second layer is a spatial temporal scenario analytics, and this is where we evaluate how future weather conditions and planning scenarios affect the system behavior across both time and location. The third layer is a coordinated T&D analytics. So this part is important because it captures how transmission and distribution system interact instead of treating them separately. And the fourth layer is a decision support layer. And this is where the analytical results are being translated into outputs that are useful for the utility planning. On the output side, the framework produces three different major results. And the first one is a great vulnerability and risk area identification. The second is quantitative resilience and capacity planning metrics. And the third is the resilience informed long-term planning decision. So this figure shows the full technical pipeline from the input data to the planning ready output. Now, on the right side of the slides, then we see the implementation workflow for the progress phase. The first task is the use case definition. And this is where we select the study area, define the planning questions, and establish the scope and criteria. The second task is the data preparation. Here, we get together, collect the utility data sets, integrate external data, and make sure that we also have the data governance. The third task is model implementation, and this is where we build the analytical workflow, run the scenario simulations, and generate the planning metrics. Task 4 is validation and evaluation. This is where we perform scenario testing, compare the planning consistency, and to also evaluate the resilience metrics. Task 5 is delivery and coordination, and this is where we deliver the planning output, provide actionable insights, and maintain engagement with the utility partner Excel. And finally, this orange arrow highlights the intended value to Xcel Energy. For example, resilience metrics, comparisons, along with a scalable digital capability for long-term resilience planning. So overall, this slide shows both pieces of the projects together, the technical framework on the left and the practical implementation plan on the right. Well, this is a slide highlights both value of the clarity to utilities and how the strengths of our team behind it. So starting on the left, the value to the utilities is really centered on better long-term planning. Clarity is designed to support the long-term capacity planning under extreme weather events, to enable more coordinated transmission distribution planning decisions, and to provide a quantifiable resilience metrics that can be used for planning and investment. It also helps identify the system vulnerabilities and high-impact investment areas to improve the decision-making under uncertainty from large load growth, weather, the various changing system conditions, and to translate the complex data into the planning ready and actionable insights. On the right, we show the team structure and how the different partners contribute together to the projects. Xcel Energy is our utility and demonstration partner, and they are to provide the real-world planning user case, utility perspective, and system context. And Colorado State University leads the overall efforts and provides academic leadership in grid resilience, transmission distribution coordination, optimization, and planning analytics. University of Utah addresses complementary university expertise. Our industry partner, Spray and Energy Quotient, they are here to strengthen the projects through the digital tool platforms, simulations, and advanced analytics. So this figure also highlights the major capabilities that come together in this team. We have utility expertise, academic leadership, industry tools and platforms, data analytics expertise, and high performance computing capability for scalable data integration, large scenario analysis, and computational efficiency. So for this slide, what we're trying to show is the clarity is very valuable because it addresses a real utility planning need, and our team is well positioned to deliver it because we combine utility, university, industry, analytics, and computing strengths in one coordinated efforts. And thank you very much for your time and consideration. In summary, Clarity is designed to help utilities move from the fragmented data and planning complexity towards one coordinated, resilience-informed, long-term decision under extreme weather and changing system conditions. So we believe that this concept brings together a real utility need and innovative digital analytics framework and a very strong interdisciplinary team with the technical and implementation capability to deliver meaningful value. We really appreciate the opportunity to share our vision, and we look forward to the possibilities of advancing clarity from the digitizing utilities price. Thank you.